All right, we're back from the break and we're ready to continue this journey on the young path of entrepreneurship. And we're coming back with Royce Conn and Trip Scott, the owners of Ascension Clothing brand. That's a Christian clothing line that's really starting to impact the industry locally. And one of the things that you really started to dig into before the break was some of those sales and marketing kind of tips and strategies and processes that you went through. So I kind of want to expand a little bit more along those lines and hear a little bit more about you. So what has been to date your most effective marketing strategy so far? And then how did you discover that that was going to work for your target audience?
So I think our biggest marketing is online because more people can see it online with just a press of a button. And we have been trying to post daily, and we use stuff like our physical products and taking pictures of that to post online and build a better community online. I think one of the most important things about online is staying active in the community. Whereas if someone comes to your account and they see, oh, they haven't posted in a month, they're not going to think maybe you're reliable. Whereas if you're in the comment sections, you're posting on your stories, you're constantly talking to your audience, they're more loyal to you. And I think that it's better to build a loyal customer base where you have maybe, it doesn't matter how many people you have, let's just say 10 people who are gonna always buy on a new drop. That is easier to achieve than 10 new people coming to your website every time. And obviously, we want both, and we want them to stay loyal. And some of the details that we've gone to are we go out in our community and we take a lot of advantage from people at the gym. We'll go up to people and ask them if they'd like to promote our brand, and we'll take some pictures, some videos, and
Sports players.
yeah, sports players. We're trying to get into the sports industry. We'll take people from our high school who do various sports, and we
Work with them.
yeah, we work with them to we'll we'll have them get in poses and take pictures of them, and we post that online, and then people, they'll understand it's not just a shirt, it's a activity, and we're building that feel for them to understand.
Okay, I like that a lot. So let me recap a little bit. So you've been going to the gym and to sports teams, probably some of your local sports teams, using some of your friends as models, using some of those popular athletes as models. And I think you guys are kind of hitting onto a little bit of a genius stroke for what is either really cheap or free advertising, is that if I get the most popular kid on the football team to wear my shirt, all of his followers on social media now see him wearing the shirt, can follow our brand. And then really the loyalty side of it, I think, man, that's a bell that needs to be rung. And the loyalty, from what I heard you say, takes effort. You're having to stay active, stay in the comment sections, reply to people, like their comments, give feedback, and you're actually providing maybe a little bit more of that experience that these people are real. This clothing brand has accessibility, and building excitement for, like you said, the next drop, the next set of designs, the next clothing, the new product that's coming out. And if you can get somebody to show up, wait for your product to hit, and then buy and buy and buy again, like you said, that's better than just somebody walking off the street, clicking buy one time and moving on. So your successful marketing technique is to build loyalty and then expand through popularity in sports people, which obviously we know Nike, Adidas, and all those people, they follow that same model. So I'd say that's pretty clever. So we mentioned at the beginning of coming back from a break and Trip in the last segment that you guys are a Christian clothing brand. And so you have basically, what I understand, is a brand with a purpose, and that's to promote a faith or at least a moral mindset. Trip, with your opening comments of like the internet can get so dark, online shopping and online money making can get real dark. We want to be the light. How do you guys define your core values? How do you make sure that the steps you've taken to ensure your business is consistently representing those values to your customers, and they're going to represent that hopefully as well while they wear your clothes?
Well, I think that we're not just building a brand, we're building our own reputation. I think that we are building ourselves up when we are making this brand. I think we are using integrity and honesty, and I think that's why we came so far, is because God is giving us what we have earned through our integrity and our honesty. We are trying to spread a message that people are loved, people are called upon. That's one of our shirts. And yeah, basically honesty and integrity. We have no gimmicks. We're all just real faith. And I think that through the Lord and through our walks and our testimonies and our faith that we can accomplish so much more than we have so far.
And
Gotcha.
to
Sorry, Royce, go ahead.
I was gonna build on that. I think that we saw a lack of Christians in the streetwear industry, and we wanted to expand into that. Whereas other industries might have more Christian-based stuff, and we aren't looking to sell a T-shirt. We're looking to save a soul. So we want to spread this to as many people as we possibly can, so that we can get more people in a community to serve Christ and all go to heaven one
Yeah,
day.
our motto is changing the world one shirt at a time.
Yeah.
And today it's easier to talk about sex and drugs than it is to talk about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. And that's why I think it's especially in our era, our generation, that spreading our faith and spreading the Lord is 10 times more important than it ever has been.
You guys find that having a motto and having a purpose has helped you recruit support or customers? Like you said, Royce, you just said we're not selling a shirt, we're saving a soul. And then I think Trip, you just said your actual model is saving one soul. Tell me your motto again. I really like that.
We're changing the world one shirt at a time.
Changing the world one shirt at a time. So, do you think when people hear that and they see it written on your website, and of course the T-shirts embody that? In fact, do you have any T-shirts nearby that you can just give them as an example of what one of these changing the world T-shirts might look like?
Yeah, of course. So this one is one of my favorites. Of course, on the front it's just our brand name, but on the back it says the strong start on Sunday, and we call this one at my worst because when Jesus was at his worst carrying the cross, it has a whole written paragraph. It says the weak start on Monday, but the strong start on Sunday. And it talks about how Jesus carried a 300-pound cross over 300 yards and how that was the ultimate sacrifice. And we are changing. He is a man shining light in a crowd of full-on haters. And I think this shirt just embodies the power of Christ and embodies the love that he has for us, because even at his worst, he still loved us.
I like that a lot, and I love that you throw some facts. You modernize things, because haters is not a term that was used in the Greek back in that time.
Yeah.
It's something that we all clearly understand today.
Yeah.
And so you're sending a purpose that, like, you're going to wear our shirts. They're going to have a deeper meaning. They're going to send a message, and hopefully they're going to convict the person that wears it, and maybe convict the person that sees it and reads it. So, with that being established, that you guys have to have integrity to establish and build your brand with purpose. You guys can't be running around doing exactly what you said not to do, drinking, smoking, having sex, and doing these things. But business owners just in general probably don't need to be doing that. But then business owners that are trying to build a moral-based company, you have to be reflecting the light that you're trying to sell and push out in the world. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, very much so.
Excellent. So let me ask this other question right here. So if you're looking at your early journey in entrepreneurship, you've probably had a little success here, a little failure there, maybe a big success or big failure. Can you tell me about maybe a hurdle you had to overcome, a moment of doubt or failure that showed its face in your journey so far, and what was it and how did you overcome it?
Of course, I think that our biggest issue was going back to, along with the breakthrough, we had gone and got all of our pre-orders from all the people wanting to buy. Well, we hadn't set up our bank account, and we expected it to be set up sooner than it actually was. Us being minors, it took the bank a lot longer to set up our account, and it took over a month for our account to actually get set up and working. So we had to fund all of our operations out of our pocket, and that kind of hurt for a while. But once we got the bank account set up and got it all up and running, we were able to start making a profit. So
Well, welcome to business ownership where the owner's got to fork over some of their own money. That is not going to be the first, or it was the first time, but it will probably not be the last. But that's a beautiful lesson to learn is that the unexpected will definitely turn its face into your operations. And even if it's something outside of your control, like a bank, you can't force them to be faster or slower, whichever you want. You can overcome, you can use your own money, you can get through that obstacle. So, guys, I have this question for you. So if you were going to give just one or two encouraging quick thoughts to a young entrepreneur, whether they're teenagers like you, they're 20 or they're 30, and they're thinking about starting their business journey, what's an encouraging piece of advice you would tell them to go on their journey and do?
Keep God first. Keep your morals straight. If you don't do that, then you're never gonna make it anywhere. And prepare yourself for defeat. Let's be honest. I mean, you're not gonna win without losing, like I said.
Gotcha. So be prepared to take it on the chin at times, and you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get beat up, but you got to keep rising, do the whole Captain America. I can do this all day and keep fighting. And then of course, keep God first, keep your morality and integrity, and the business and everything will follow. So guys, we're coming to the end of this time with you. Tell me, how can we find Ascension Clothing? And if people want to just find out more about Royce and Trip, how do we talk to you guys? How do we get your advice, or shoot, how do we buy your products, man?
So we have an Instagram. It's ascensionclothing.co. It's a logo of a cross, and we have a website, ascensionclothingdesigns.store. You can go there and look at our shirts. And
We recently opened a TikTok. That's
Yep.
new, but it's actually going pretty good.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, this is fantastic. I appreciate your willingness to come on here and share the beginning stages of your journey. The whole goal is that this inspired somebody else and allows other people to enjoy this American dream and the ability that you're not too young to start a business and you never have to sacrifice who you are to be successful. So thank you for coming on the show. For everyone else in the audience watching this episode of Pivotal Change, we're only halfway done. We've got another guest coming on right after this, and it's another young entrepreneur that we're going to be getting some really solid advice from and hearing his story as well. So sit tight, and we'll be back with more Pivotal Change right after this.